Wear Testers.
Yo, what's good guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we have another performance review and it's on the Adidas CrazyLight Boost 2016. So with that being said, let's go ahead, get right into it. Right off the bat, these guys right here, they have the best traction that I've had since the Nike Kobe 9. Yeah. It's that good. The funny thing is that this pair right here doesn't even feature the Continental rubber that will be on most of the retail pairs. And that's not to say that all retail pairs are going to have the Continental rubber. For whatever reason, Adidas has not used Continental rubber on the white outsoles, translucent outsoles, and gum outsoles. Every other color that they've used on the rubber has featured Continental, but like I said, for whatever reason, those three colors of rubber, they just don't feature Continental for some strange reason. However, these do feature a dual density rubber, and so what you see here on the black section is a much firmer or harder rubber, and then the white sections are all very pliable and real soft. Now what that does is when dust is present, the firmer rubber still has enough bite and grip to it to where it's still going to adhere to the floor. Meanwhile, if you're on a clean court, all the rubber is going to work well, especially that white section with all the pliable stuff. And on top of that, they're actually going to be able to hold up a little bit better than last year's model outdoors as well. Now Continental rubber, for those colorways that do feature that type of rubber setup, not only are they going to have a slightly more durable rubber, but Continental rubber is just a lot more tacky than traditional rubber. So when you hear us talking about rubber compounds and things like that, that's one of those compounds that just has a really nice grip on everything, which is why they use it on car tires in case you gotta, like, you know, really hit on the brakes and you don't want to skid right into whatever's going on in front of you. But overall, this is a huge shift from last year's CrazyLight. Those guys, for whatever reason, I blew out within a week just playing indoors. These guys have been playing for almost a whole month and they are just the same as when I got them, other than them being a little bit dirty. Now the cushion is Boost, and not only is it Boost, but it's implemented in full-length fashion. And what they've done with the CrazyLight 2016 is implement the most boost that they ever have in a shoe before, and that does include the Ultra Boost. Now if you've worn Boost products before, what you're going to notice right off the bat is that these guys right here are a lot firmer than the previous models. It's not a bad thing though. What they've done is, like I said, add way more boost into this stuff, and so it's just a really thick, dense slab of boost. So you don't have that fluffy, compressive feeling, but you still have all the impact protection that Boost traditionally has. Not only that, you have more of it. So while it feels firm, it's actually doing its job, and it's wonderful. And the other key feature of this kind of setup is that because it is so firm, you're not losing any stability. As we all know, Boost can be on the soft side, but that's when they don't pack it full like they did with these guys here. And if you don't know, Boost actually starts off in little plastic pellets, and then they put that inside of a mold and they heat it up, and it expands and connects together and all that kind of stuff, and it creates this fluffy looking foam that is what they call Boost. And what they mean by putting in the most boost is that all of those pellets, like there's a certain number of them that they put in each midsole, this guy has the most quantity of those before they heat it all up and expand it. Something that you're going to all love about these guys is their transition. It is super smooth from heel to toe, from toe to heel, regardless of where your foot strikes or lands. The transition from one point of the shoe to the other is as smooth as it gets, and this stuff just feels amazing. So wherever your foot happens to strike the floor, Boost is there. It's there to protect it, and it's awesome. Now as far as materials, this particular pair is made out of prime knit, whereas most of the first edition retail versions are going to be featuring jacquard. Not a big difference between the two, mainly because this stuff right here actually has stuff backing it. It's like a nylon, and so it doesn't have the stretchy properties that you had in last year's prime knit version of the CrazyLight. So basically the performance properties of this setup here and the jacquard are nearly identical because of the way that they actually implemented this with whatever it is that is backing this material here. Now the main difference between the two versions, between this guy, the prime knit, and the jacquard, is that these guys do not have a traditional tongue. Instead, it features a neoprene one-piece booty construction, and this is great for lockdown and containment. However, it doesn't allow you to customize that fit, and personally I would have preferred a tongue so I can kind of customize it, because these guys are like a one size fits snug type of deal. One size fits snug, I'm gonna trademark that. So basically with the traditional setup, you're able to loosen and tighten the laces as needed, whereas these guys here, they just kind of fit around your foot like a super compressive sock, and then you tighten the laces just kind of for good measure. Now the only downside to having softer materials like this is durability. I've talked about this before, so you know, wovens and knitted and things like that, they're just not as durable as a synthetic or a plastic. and even a leather. However, in my opinion, as long as it's done right, like they contain your foot just as good as those other things that I just talked about, then the benefits outweigh the cons, meaning that these guys are ready to go straight out the box. There is no pinching, no binding, no hot spots, no rubbing, no chafing, none of that stuff. You just get a really nicely fitting shoe, and they flex and move well with your foot, and that's something that I enjoy because who likes breaking in kicks? I know I don't. The Adidas CrazyLight Boost 2016 fits true to size. However, they are fairly narrow right here at the base of the laces, and this is going to be the same on this pair and the jacquard versions because this section right here is built almost the same. So wide footers, you might want to consider going up half a size. Even though that section does break in a little bit during play, every time you put them back on, it basically feels the same. It feels super tight right at first, and then once you start moving around and playing in them, then they stretch out a little bit and form to your foot a little bit better. Now the lockdown in these guys is incredible, especially in the heel. The forefoot, as I mentioned before, it is pretty snug, so lockdown there is great. However, this heel section just really cups and secures your heel like nobody's business. There's so much padding and sculpting within the heel here that it just really cups and envelopes your heel. And then you have this weird neoprene piece that almost suctions to the back of it just in case you have some minor slippage. It's going to keep everything secure and locked into place. Again, with this tongue setup right here, it's a one size fits snug. So with the jacquard versions, you're going to be able to play with that fit a little bit, which is going to affect the heel slightly, whereas these guys are just really snug and locked down perfectly. Now as far as support, everything that we already talked about legitimately plays into their support features. Now surprisingly enough, the support starts in the boost. Because of the fact that they added the most boost pellets in these guys right here, makes this one of the best protective and responsive rides while still maintaining 100% stability. And just for good measure, they encapsulated the lateral forefoot with this TPU outrigger. That basically cages that section and prevents it from being too soft or compressive to rolling over, and it does its job perfectly. There's a torsional bar there for torsional support. TPU heel counter, which ensures that your heel is going to remain on the footbed and not sliding off. And that, my friends, is actual ankle support, not the height of the shoe. It's the heel lockdown. If this thing can keep you on the shoe, giving you a good one-to-one fit, that's what ankle support is. Otherwise, the height of the shoe legitimately doesn't matter. All that stuff about a high sneaker being better for your ankles, it's just a marketing gimmick. And last but not least, you have the nylon lacing system, which ensures that the midfoot remains on the footbed, much like the TPU heel counter, and it works pretty well. I will say that the one negative thing, like the one little nitpick, is that these guys are kind of exposed in the shoe. So these bottom two lace loops, they actually rub against your pinky toe a little bit. It does go away, but it was a little bit annoying at first, and I was kind of worried that I was going to be missing a toe after my first run, but clearly that didn't happen. So if I was going to nitpick about anything, it would be that. Next time, put some material in between those and your foot, you should be good. So overall, Adidas is claiming that this is the ultimate low top, and so far, I have to agree with them. They're pretty much right on the money. Wearing these guys right here was like wearing the Kobe 4 and 5, but on steroids. It was amazing. Ultimate lockdown, ultimate cushion, and ultimate traction. I mean, what's to go wrong, man? Like seriously. These are awesome. So in a nutshell, if you love playing in low tops, you're definitely gonna love these. If you're scared to play in low tops, you're gonna wanna try these. And if you value your money and what you spend it on, these guys are gonna make you feel like you got the most bang for your buck. The best low top on the market right now features 3 stripes. Who'd have thought? Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all your support. If you need any more information, including their weight and their performance scores, all you gotta do is click the link in the description box. It's gonna take you over to weartesters.com. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. You grabbing a pair? If you've hooped in them, leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel about them. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Today we have a detailed look at these guys right here. This is the upcoming Nike Hyperdunk 2016 Flyknit. So as usual, I'm going to be breaking these guys down based off of their tech specs. I'll give you 79's traction. It doesn't look all that great. However, it performed the exact opposite of that, which is something that I was really excited about and pleasantly surprised. In fact, there were even times when the traction stuck too good. You know how when you run really fast and you go to stop